This is a rare daytime episode. I'm Professor 219. I teach an online class on how to survive as a conservative in today's messed up America. You don't need to know my real name. The attempt to start a January 6th commission has failed in the Senate. The filibuster was successful, as I expected. The Republicans are only interested in expanding the scope of the commission to include the investigation of the Antifa and BLM riots, which happened all last summer and are continuing in cities like Portland and Seattle and suburban Minneapolis. And if they include this in the scope of the commission's investigation, then I'm sure that the Democrats could have everything that they want. They can dwell on January 6th until Election Day 2022. That's all they want to do. The difference is that we could play two. We could play the same game of political theater and make a big deal out of the Antifa and BLM riots, and believe me, they are a big deal. If the riot on January 6th was an armed insurrection, then certainly the storming of the White House fence on the weekend of Memorial Day 2020, when the Secret Service had to hustle President Trump into the basement because they thought his life was in danger. I trust their judgment in this matter. When 11 Secret Service agents were injured by rocks and bottles thrown by Black Lives Matter rioters, that was an insurrection as well. You two can play at this game. And the people who incited it need to go to prison. If you want to make sure President Trump doesn't run again, that's great. Get ready for President Ron DeSantis or Nikki Haley or Ted Cruz in 2024. If you want to make a big deal out of who incited the January 6th riot, we can certainly talk about how Ayanna Pressley and Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi, Cory Booker, and even Joe Biden have incited violence against Republicans and against police. And we can expel them from Congress, and we can impeach them. Let's do it. Just as fast, with just as much determination as President Trump was impeached for the second time in January. Let's do it. Particularly since we're going to be taking over the House of Representatives in 2022. Just about every incumbent president runs into a meat grinder in his first midterm election. Barack Obama's party lost over 60 seats in the House in 2010 in response to the passage of Obamacare. George W. Bush lost several seats in 2010, I believe. No, 2006. And of course, Trump lost 40 House seats and control of the House in 2018. So there's long-standing precedent for the opposing party taking over during the midterm elections, and the Democrats have a very slender majority in the House. It's very, very vulnerable. If just 5 or 6 House seats flip, they've lost control of the House. Another thing I wanted to discuss today is the effort to expand the Supreme Court. That is also going to run into the same roadblock. They want 4 more seats. It's a buck-naked political power grabs. The same thing with granting statehood to D.C. and Puerto Rico. They want 4 more seats in the Senate. All 4 would automatically be Democratic seats. They'd have control of the Senate for the foreseeable future. Again, I don't see that happening. That's a Diet Mountain Dew. I switched from coffee to Diet Mountain Dew at about noon. Drank about a pot of coffee before noon. I'll probably drink a 2 liter of Diet Mountain Dew before I go to bed tonight. I strongly recommend non-alcoholic beverages most of the time. uh, these seem to work.